Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good to see you all. Glad you're here. Welcome to the Energy Healing and Intuition Training Q&A. So this is an opportunity for you to learn about the program and ask me any questions live, and also our team, sometimes hearing from those who have been through it, it provides some really great information and insights. I like to begin our time together with a grounding meditation just to settle and set our space together. So let's go ahead and close our eyes and take some big deep breaths. And as you're breathing, allow your energy to arrive, your soul to arrive here in your body, here in this present moment. Let your inhales guide you here in your present state, in your present sense of being in your body. And as you exhale, imagine that your soul is taking a deeper seat inside your body. The feeling that your life force is coming down your legs and the soles of your feet. And from your sit bones and your tailbone, as well as the sides of your hips and your low belly and low spine, is the top of your grounding cord. This tree trunk-like image provides a sense of support to the base of your body. It extends deep, deep, deep into the earth. Sprouts roots around the core. And as you're breathing, we're anchoring here into this present moment. And this is a great opportunity to do a nice big cleansing breath. So inhaling into your body, and as you exhale, let go of anything that your mind or your body, your soul, anything that your system is ready to let go of. On your exhale, release. Take another deep inhale. On an exhale, allowing it to release any tension, anything from your mind or your muscles. Again, making more space for your soul to sit more deeply, more presently in your body. From the base of your spine to the crown of your head is your central channel, this powerful pathway of alignment of life force in your body, a dwelling place for your soul. And as you ground down, may you rise tall through your spine, through your central channel. May it support your posture. And at the crown of your head, may you be open here to a shower of grace, a flow of light, healing life force, prayer, or anything that would help. Sometimes it's love or just a state of well-being. Whatever your intention may be, you receive that in this moment. through a beautiful waterfall of grace. I pray that we are surrounded here individually, that you're held in a beautiful protective sphere of divinity and light, that it hug you back, and that light is around our greater container. Whether you're here now or you're going to listen back to the recording, may you be held here. In light, in divinity and consciousness and protection and safety and comfort. I pray that my connection is open to God. I receive light through my crown, to my third eye, my throat, my heart, through my lower chakras, deep into the earth. I pray that this connection is protected with love. And I pray that we have a blessed and supportive time in this Q&A session, that you get the answers you're looking for, connection you might be seeking in, and perhaps even a path forward. I give thanks for this time together. I pray that we have a blessed session. Thank you, God, so be it, and so it is. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all, or hopefully see you. So there's people here now, and there's people here who will listen back. So I'll just sort of address some things about our time together and how we'll flow. And then I am so happy to take any questions you might have about the program. But what I'll first start with is just explaining a little bit about the energy healing and intuition training, and to see, just let you know about it. And if it feels like a fit or a match for you, and in anything that I'm sharing or saying about the program. So I'll start off, first of all, just by saying that the energy healing and intuition training is a year. It's about a year. It's a little longer, and it can take. It's self-paced, so you move at the pace, but we calendar about a year of the training. It's a very powerful process, and it's a culmination of a lot of my teachings from the very beginning of learning the grounding and intuitive development and the clairs, learning about your intuition, learning about inner child work, and we learn a lot about soul healing, cords, contracts, past lives, spirit guides, angels, different aspects of soul healing, and a strong emphasis on embodiment. So the program has come out of what used to be the energy healing and intuition training first year program. And what I've come to learn over the years of delivering that program is that there were some key pieces I really wanted to add in. And one key piece is grounding. Another key piece was the inner child work. And what has occurred in this arc of the year program is that I'll back up to say this. My premise in teaching energy healing and intuitive development is based on the power of your central channel, and the central channel informing light, presence, and consciousness through the chakras of your body. The chakras relate to a lot of things. They relate to your power, how you're going to show up in the world. They also relate to your clairs, which relates to your intuition. So different people come into this world with different aspects of intuition that are stronger, and some, come in and they're coming in with all 4 clairs or more, completely online, completely on board, and it can feel big and overwhelming. Some people might find, wow, I'm more dominant in my upper clairs versus my lower clairs, or vice versa. Your clairs, or your aspects of intuition, are directly related to the chakra system, which is directly related to the central channel of your body. And what happens in the trajectory of our healing is that as a soul, we come into this human experience and we have, we'll say, karma, which is life experiences to create and uncreate in this lifetime. That means we're here to heal, or we're here to, evolve and create in this human experience. We are souls in a human body. And while we go through our human experience, we have life experiences that may imprint upon our energy system. What that means is we might develop conditioning. We will develop conditioning. We may develop belief systems and emotions and trauma that will embed in the energy system. The central channel of the body is the place in the system where ultimately, we'll say in an ideal, perfect world, nothing should be in that central channel but us and God, us and divinity, our soul commingling with the light of consciousness. Yet we're human beings, and we live in a world where we're evolving and we're existing as householders in life. We have responsibilities. We have, all different stages of life we go through, and lots of things get into our central channel. And the more we have, we'll say, imprints. Again, they could be beliefs, they could be traumas, they could be hurt, it could be whatever wounds in that embed or close to or within the central channel, the more core that particular wound becomes. So oftentimes the impact to someone's clairs or their chakras is because there's actually energy that needs to be cleared from the center of the being. And it might not always be completely core. Sometimes it's wherever it is, but in energy healing, our body shows us and presents what's ready to be healed at the time. And so whatever we're ready for is what the system says, okay, here's the piece that we're going to work on. And so what happens in the energy body with energy healing is that with breath and with consciousness, awareness, and intention, we guide our breath into that area of the body, and we can start moving that energy out through the body, or we allow it to transform. Sometimes clearing is the answer. Sometimes transformation or loving and holding is the answer. Sometimes a different process is needed. But point being is that when we meet the wound, or we meet the layer, we meet whether it's ancestral, whether it's something that occurred in this life, whether it's past life, when we start to experience a shift or a transformation with that particular issue or wound or pattern, it moves itself out of center. It moves itself out of being deeply identified within our body, which is the core. And as it does so, we have more self. And then there's the wound. So let's say I decide I'm going to work on the wound of abandonment inside myself. And that's a deep core one. Let's just say that's the case. I work on that deep core wound, and I have some movement. I have some healing that occurs, and that I start to feel more of myself in relation to that wound. The wound no longer is deeply embedded within the core of my being. I have more self. And when I have more self taking up more space in that area of my body, I have more ground. I have more knowing. I have more sense of me. And then all of a sudden, my claircognizance turns on, and I start to feel more like, wow, I'm getting the embodied sense of knowing. I'm no longer losing self. I'm no longer abandoning self. Now, let's say that wound's not completely gone. I still have aspects of that abandonment to keep working on. So let's say I return a month later, whatever, 5 days later, a year later, whatever the time period is to continue to work on that piece. And let's say that another aspect of the abandoned wound surfaces and I need to work with it. And so I do. I bring consciousness and breath and intention to it, and it moves further. It moves further out. And then ultimately what happens is the wound itself transforms, or it may actually move out of the field entirely from within us. And what's being replaced is a deeper sense of self. There's more truth, there's more light, there's more presence. And in that, there's more clarity, there's more ownership and embodiment and sense of presence. And from there, there becomes this deeper evolution in our intuition, in our seeing, in our hearing, in our feeling, in our knowing. Can I guarantee that every single student that comes through this program is going to develop all 4 clairs? That's not the goal. It's not the goal for me. My intention for somebody in developing their intuition is that they identify and connect with their gifts and their aspects of intuition and what's there to strengthen for them in their life, and that they're here to heal and clear and transform, love, whatever, embody more of their light and their gifts to their best ability. And that might mean they're always going to be a lower body clair or intuitive. That might always be the case, maybe. Or I've seen the opposite, which is that people will say to me, I cannot see to save my life. And then I'll ask them in class to describe what that meditation was that they did. And they'll give me a total visual representation of what they saw. And I'll say, do you know that you just described that to me in a visual way? And they're like, yeah, I do that. That's clairvoyance. What? They just don't recognize it or see it, or no one's named it or given it to them in that way, but they start to recognize, wait a second, there is something. I do have this other aspect, and now it's time for me to turn to it. I'm also not in the camp of forcing anything or blowing anything open or making anything move any faster than the body's ready to. And so what I have seen over and over again, and I truly believe, is that as we heal the blocks, the layers, the sheaths, whatever it is, the traumas, the energy we're carrying in our body, through the process of deeply embodying in the base of our system and allowing we'll say the blossoming, the healing, the clearing, the evolving from the center up, or the root up, without flying up, without disembodying, without disconnecting. The more we keep working with engaging and embodying in the human aspect of our being, the more our gifts open up in a really grounded and a balanced and integrated way. So I'm more interested in us being healthy and grounded and connected and real and embracing our humanity along the journey than I am in any type of uber out of body spiritual experience. That's not really my it's not my forte. I'm more interested in you being grounded and healthy. That being said, miraculous things have happened for people in this journey. The teachings came about through a combination of being divinely downloaded to me, and at the same time, I'll say 3 things. One is, divinely downloaded, my own experience in my own evolution and kind of teachings and things I've learned along the way. And the other have been case studies, meaning clients and people I've worked with for hundreds and hundreds of people in their growth and evolution, and putting these patterns together in this curriculum. But I always have felt that this process is bigger than me. So even if I'm the one delivering the information and the teachings, it's always been, those who are called to it are ready for the work. They're ready to do this deeper work. And so, I guess I'd say there's an element of me that's humble. It's not just me, it's you, it's you too, because we're ready. When we show up to do this work, we're ready to do the deeper consciousness work. And I do I believe now, after all these years of teaching, that that's why people are coming to this particular program and work, is because they're ready to work at that deeper level. So the process, basically there are 7 levels, and 7 levels they're actually individual courses making up the energy healing and intuition training. And there's 7 of them. We move through first the grounded self, a whole level on grounding, because the amount of history we hold in the lower 3 chakras that needs to be cleared and processed and held and supported and released and all of that, in order for our soul to deeply embody as a foundation to our intuition, is really critical. Plus, we also go into the next level. It's called energy healing through the chakras. And even if you've worked with chakras a million times, the process we do through the chakras is about identifying the deep internalized and ingrained belief systems that we're holding and carrying that may be outdated and may be blocking, or I would say impacting or creating outdated patterns in the body, plus emotions that may actually be in the energy system as energy that needs to be addressed, cleared, or processed. That template of the chakras is something we use throughout the entire program. So this is a 10 module level on moving through the chakras. Then we move through on level 3, the 4 aspects of intuition: seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing, and helping you identify which are strongest for you, which are ones that might be calling your attention, and how to tune into them. Exercises to work with each of those 4 aspects of intuition. Then level 4 is reparenting your inner child, not just inner child, but we work with inner infant, inner child, inner tween, inner teen, and then the adult, the adult self. So we work with these different stages of development in the program that got skipped over, because in intuitive development, it's amazing how much those stages of our inner child acts out and we think is intuition. Like, my inner teenager has walked me through a lot of fires I could have easily avoided if I could have met that inner teenager's needs. So we have to work with some of these parts of us, because they are sometimes the voices or the impulses and the instincts within that are calling for us to meet them more deeply. And we're seeking out there for the answers. We're seeking out there for the soothing, or for whatever it is, whatever's going to medicate this, when in fact, it's actually inner aspects of us. So the journey of intuitive development is very, very vast. Level 5 is the dance between the mystic and the empath. So that's upper body intuition versus lower body intuition. How do we integrate the 2 of them? If you're an upper body intuitive, that's the psychics, the mediums, the high visionaries, the people who hear, the spiritual realm, the heart callings. Then there's lower body intuition. Heart callings can be lower too. Lower body is the empaths, or the deep feelers, or the knowers, the claircognizance. They get the body chills, or they get I call them validation chills, or they go for walks and they get a lot of wisdom and insight. How do we integrate these 2 aspects of intuition, or 2 realms of intuition in the body? That's the dance between the mystic and the empath. Then in level 6, we're working with detoxing your energy body through clearing cords, energy cords, contracts, and tools for soul healing. So a lot of deep soul work here in our dynamics between ourselves and others, relationship dynamics. And then finally, Level 7 is discovering your soul's journey. It's a master training for healing through past lives, Akashic records, and soul retrieval. So this is deep, again, soul, spiritual work. And I wanted to mention too, that I forgot to say this. On level 5, we're also working with spirit guides and angels, connection to spirit guides and angels, facilitating guidance, connecting to spirits and that spiritual divine energy in that way, which also comes into play in level 7 as well. So these are the 7 levels, and the format of the program is that it's an automated self-paced program. So you move in your own pace, and we provide a calendar. It's more of a timeline because people enroll at different times, and you can follow the timeline. And we also have a Facebook group for people for your community to be able to connect with others, be able to connect with our team and peers, anyone moving through the process. You can ask questions or share in your process, and it's active. So it's just a great way to connect with people who have been maybe moving a little further down the road, or maybe joining with you and can offer insights and support. If it feels like this program is a big, like it's like a big step, and you want to like a shorter step, there's a couple of options. One, so we have a program called the Intuitive Heart Program. A lot of students love that program in terms of a stepping stone into the energy healing and intuition training. It's an 8-week program, or 8 module, I should say, 6 module, 8-week program. And that might be a good option. And then of course, on our digital store, we've got other options as well, ranging from single guided meditations that are 10 to 15 minutes to ones that are an hour long, plus some retreats and deeper dives. So you can check out the digital store as well. There is an option. This first year is the stepping stone to becoming certified as an intuitive energy healer if you are interested in certification. Right now, the way it is that we will be running a 2nd-year program based on interest, based on how many people we have ready to enroll. That program typically enrolls in the fall. So we do have a fall program running this year. We have it's called the Intuitive Healer Training Program, and it's the certification level. That program will run this fall. If we run one the following fall, it's based on numbers, how many we have enrolled. So if you started the program now and it would go for a year, you would be in good position to join a fall 2nd-year program if your goal is to become a certified healer. The next step would be, you have 2 options. One is if you feel like you want to talk to one of our team here, our consult team, Jessica, Dee Dee, or Eileen, you can go to the link on the energy healing and intuition training and set up a consult. The other option is just go ahead and register, and you can join and get started immediately. And you'll start right away with the grounded self. You'll dive right into clearing at the root chakra level of the body. And it's very powerful, deep clearing work. So it's kind of head right into the deep place of releasing energy to support your soul and being more grounded in yourself. So you can start today, and that would be a great place to begin. Thank you, everybody, so much. I'll do a closing so I don't leave us exposed energetically. So I pray here that we are grounded from our hips to the center of the earth. And as you take that deep seat, that you make space for your center, your inner voice, your wisdom. I pray that the light continue to flow through you. May you be centered and grounded in your being today, going forward. I pray that this session supported you in some way, perhaps opens a door to the next step of your journey. I give thanks for this opportunity to be of service. I pray that we all continue to walk in the love and the light of who we are, and that we may be guided by our own true heart every step of the way. And thank you. Thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you, thank you. And hopefully we will see you soon. Thanks, everybody.